on at 9. Did I make everybody sad? I hope I didn't make all you guys sad. I hope you weren't waiting. Hopefully everybody forgot, and now everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, look, he's online. Here we are." Never mind, it's not an hour late. I forgot too. Everybody forgot. We're all coming on an hour late. It just worked out. One can only hope. So humor me and tell me I forgot all about it. I'm coming on an hour late too. I thought this was the time. Don't tell me that I was here waiting and waiting and I was sad and I was waiting for a whole hour and then I finally gave up and now I'm having a horrible evening, because then it will just be all sad together. Barefoot hippies. Hi, Amber. Put this on the stand. Let me plug it in so it doesn't die. Oh. So I give permission to anybody who has my Facebook Messenger to remind me if I do happen to, if it's 15 minutes after 9 and I still haven't come on, you can just remind me, because with everything I'm juggling now, and I haven't done this Tuesday night live show for, I didn't do it for a couple months, so now getting back into the routine, I'm trying to get back in the schedule. And then this huge snow storm this weekend just totally threw off everything. Like, I was forced to rest way more than I'm used to. It's probably good for me, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I didn't rest the way I would like to rest. The way I'd like to rest is like in a sauna with a pool, doing a gym workout, and laying by the, out on the beach. That would be the way to rest every weekend if I could somehow make that happen. Instead, it's like trying to find something to watch on TV, thinking to myself, I really shouldn't be watching TV, but I do need to rest. But how do I rest? Thank you, Becky. I have a video. I'll plug it again. Matt's Crazy Art, Your Own Piece. Got to type in those 6 words. Matt's Crazy Art, Your Own Piece. And you'll see how I made this necklace. It's one of my better videos. One of those where I actually spent some time on making it look fun. So, oh, Terry, yay, hooray. Hi, Susan. Who else is here? Hi, Michelle. So, I really need to hire someone to do all my errands because I'm terrible at doing errands. Today, I tried to just do errands and I ended up going to the wrong places at the wrong time. Stores ended up closing, and it was just a big mess. And meanwhile, I would have loved to just stay here and make a teaching video, which I haven't done in a couple weeks. I need to do more. I should just do the teaching videos and hire somebody else to run my errands. But it's hard to find help. The help I have is wonderful, but I don't have it as much as I like. All my helpers work other jobs or have other responsibilities. But it's getting better every month, so I'm not going to complain. Brooklyn. Are you from Brooklyn, or is your name Brooklyn? I bet you're from Brooklyn. I sold jewelry in Brooklyn a couple times. I liked it. It reminded me of like a larger version of Philadelphia. Christy. So I'm going to hang out with you guys and eat my super crumb making granola bar. It's tasty, but only 80% of it gets in your mouth. The rest of it goes everywhere. The only thing worse than this is trying to break up a packet of ramen noodles over a pot. You literally, every time you break it, 17 pieces of noodle like shoot at the wall 17 feet away. Anyway. They're yummy though. They're like, I mean, they're just the right amount of sweet. This tastes like a dessert, and this feels healthy, and I think it's good for me. It's a balance. I'm learning more and more to be brave enough to just triple down, like my mentor says, triple down on your strengths and don't even do your weaknesses at all. Get someone else to do them. It sounds irresponsible. It sounds like the opposite of what every self-help and everything tells you to do. Everything tells you got to find your weaknesses and make them your strengths. But it's like, why? If you find your strengths and make them your triple strengths, then you're a superstar and you love what you do. But that means you have to be brave enough to depend on other people to do the things that need to get done that you won't have time for. But there's people who are, that's their strength, is to do the things that you don't like to do. So let them do it and pay them, or make them part of your family, something, I don't know, get your kids. Find one of your kids who knows how to do something you hate doing and make them do it all the time. But imagine what a world we live in if everybody was brave enough to only do the things they love to do, that they're really good at, that come naturally to them, and get really amazing at them, and let somebody else handle the things they're not good at, instead of feeling insecure or feeling like they have to do everything. Nobody should try to do everything. That's like a recipe for, it's like, I don't know, one wise person once said, I don't know what this is, but I know what this is. So I'm going to kind of use that phraseology. I don't know what the secret for happiness necessarily is, but I do know the secret for misery is to try to do everything. Do you have a you teach English and you make your students do stuff you don't want to do, like sharpen pencils? That's what I used to do when I was a teacher. Barefoot Hippies, do you want to do a 30-day challenge in March? I don't do the 30-day challenges because I have more time on my hands. I do the 30-day challenges because I need them, because I'm not managing my time well and I need to hit some goals. So I take all of you along with me and we all try to hit our goals together. But if enough people ask, I'll try to do it again in March. That could totally work. Hey, Audra. I'm very, very busy. And the more I spin my wheels, the less I get done. Because I think about all the things I need to do, and then I get stressed, and then I just pick 3 of them to do, and those end up being the 3 that don't work out that day, and then I don't get to the other things. And but the good news is, the one thing I can't complain about, even when everything is a mess around me, I always manage to find one thing and focus really hard on it, and that thing succeeds. So at least I have one thing burning hot while everything else is like, ah. So the one thing I have right now burning hot is I'm consistently doing these live shows, the three every week, where with the Stones and everything. But that's not enough. Now that those are going, please, Audra, please come and help. Now that those are going strong, I'm trying to take some time to focus on some of the other aspects. Audra, I forget, what state do you live in? I should know everybody's state by now. The only one of the few I always remember is Gin Germs, because she lives on the West Coast and she lives the life all of us dream of in some ways. She just wanders the beach and picks up pretty shells and stones all day. I mean, there's much more to her life than that, but she does that a lot. And I think it's amazing. A&R Creations, why would you bring out a blow-up version of me if you're already going to see the real me? Brooklyn, I'm right outside Philadelphia. I gotta get more water. I'm gonna be a waterholic tonight. Oh, here's two more. I open all these bottles of water and leave them everywhere, and then I open new ones. And then when I run out of bottles, I go back and drink all the ones I didn't finish. Ooh, Lake Erie. Oh, okay. Yeah, Audra, come bring a blow-up mattress. You can sleep right in this back room. It's nice and cozy. Audra, it's Today. You spelled it right. Don't doubt yourself. I just sell my jewelry on Etsy. That's pretty much it. I don't even sell much jewelry anymore, Brooklyn. So you guys can't hear it because I have the wall blocking it off, but it's faint enough. I can still hear it. The music from the outside mall is like, it's all 70s. It's great. But who knows, what is it? What is this song? Who sings this song? I'm picking up the pages of my da 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 da. Every highway, and it slip away on me. Every highway, seen better days. The moment I do, with my head down to my shoes. Who sings that? Who knows? I don't know. I like the song. It makes me feel like I'm on a pickup truck going across the country. Georgia chick. Harrow. Lynn. 18 inches. Oh gosh, we didn't have it too bad. We had about 6 to 8 inches, but it like melted the next day. The roads are completely black now. They're wet, but they're like not a drop of snow or ice. Oh, okay. J9. I don't know. Do I have any heart? I have some heart rapping videos. Type in Matt's Crazy Art heart. And I think I have like at least 3 videos where I'm rapping some kind of stone heart or something for Valentine's Day. Put in Matt's Crazy Art heart. You got to type in the whole thing. Make sure you won't get someone else's horrible video. Gordon Lightfoot. That's right. What else does he sing? What's another good one? I feel like he might have most of those guys have like 3 good ones. Three hits. It's a weird thing from like, I don't know. Whenever there's a singer I really like, they have like 3 hits, and then I'm like, their music is so good. It's got to be more. And you look and you find some obscure stuff that wasn't a hit, and you're like, nah, it's not that good. They have 3 hits, 3 hit wonders. There's so many of them like that. You can make your whole career off of 3 hits. I mean, there's 1 hit wonders, but that's kind of like ridiculous. I feel like a 1 hit wonder just kind of got lucky, but those 3 hit wonders, that's where they got some good stuff. They got really lucky on 3 of them. The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. That's a weird name. I'll have to look it up though. Oh, there we go. If you could read my mind. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. See, I knew it. I love that. That one's even better. If you could read my mind, love. Is that his original? I know a bunch of people did that. Like they redid it. Was he the first? What a tale my thoughts would tell. Just like, let's do it. I think I could find the chords for that. Mess around. I feel like the chords for that are not that hard. I need a tune before I get on here. You could read my mind, love. Oh wow, the chords got weird immediately. Maybe I don't know them. You could read my mind, love. Oh, there it is. What a tale my thoughts would tell. Just like an old time movie about a ghost and a wishing well. When you reach the part where the heartache comes, hero would be me. Oh, look at that. I got them all. Heroes often fail. Wow. Oh, this is great. I don't know. Now that's such a great song. So great. That's such a great song. Was he prolific? What else did he sing? All right, that song about the shipwreck, I got to look it up now. I bet I know the tune. I got to look that. That sounds like it's going to be a great song because This one is such a good song. Oh, it's like mysterious. It's deep. It's a little creepy. It's a little like dark. It's like, oh, it's so good, right? It's so good. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Main Topic. Hi, Susan of Light and Shadow. You sound like a songwriter too. Um, so yeah, hi, Lauren. Hi, Josie. Carefree Highway. Is that a good one? I don't know that one. Or I might know it. I don't know. What's another creepy song that's kind of like mysterious and good? Of course, the creepiest, deepest, coolest songs. There's like three of them from the 28 hit wonders. Who are the 28 hit wonders? There's only like five of them. The 28 hit wonders are like the all time. Of course. I don't. These chords are a little hard. Hotel California. Yeah. Hotel California is definitely in that category. Um. Sound. Well, anyway, forget the chords. In the sounds of silence. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Ooh, the sounds of silence. Witchy Woman, I never liked that song. I never really listened to it. It sounds weird. Yeah, Hotel California is a weird one. It is probably the Eagles' most popular song, and it's like the only song by them I don't like. But I don't hate it. I just don't resonate with it. It sounds like it's a song just trying to be cool, but it's like I mean the lyrics are really cool, but the melody doesn't do anything for me. And it has a great chord progression. It's very developed, and the that crazy electric solo that goes on forever, that electric guitar solo is like amazing, but it doesn't hit me like in the gut. It's not like, oh, it's more just like, that's a show offy song. It's like it's a show offy song. It doesn't do anything for me. And everybody sits there forever trying to analyze, what does it mean? What does it mean? And that the band members themselves have said, like, I don't know, we just wrote some words down. It means whatever you want it to mean. Uh, but then again, like 10 other Eagles songs I love, including the Eagles. I love when someone can write the same song twice and it's both of them are a hit. Like this song by the Eagles. How does it start? I got the Gordon Lightfoot song stuck in my head so deep I can't. It's hard to transition. Journey songs are good. Journey just blows me away though. When the lead singer of Journey opens his mouth, I feel like it's a 10-foot fat laser beam just shooting across. Like I can't even think about anything else. His voice is so incredible. But all right, let's get to the Eagles. I like the way your sparkling earrings lay. It's a low key, that's okay. Against your skin so brown. And I wanna sleep with you in the desert tonight, with a million stars all around. 'Cause I got a peaceful, easy feeling. And I know you won't let me down. 'Cause the mall ground. Okay, right? That's one hit by the Eagles. But then they did the same song again. I got to think of it for a second, how the other one goes. What's the other song by the Eagles that's the exact same song as that? Exactly. Beverly gave it both to us. I'm running down the road trying to loosen my load. I got seven women on my mind. Two that I'm still in a super low key. Running down the road trying to loosen my load. I got 7 women on my mind. 2 that wanna hold me, 1 that wanna scold me. 1 says he's a friend of mine. Take it easy, take it easy, take it easy. Don't let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy. Lighten up while you still can, and try to place to understand. Just open up and find a hand. Take it easy. Jackson Browne wrote that? Well, I don't care. The Eagles did it. The Eagles did 2 songs. Same exact song, just 2 different ways. And whoever's been watching this live show long enough, what's the other guy who did 2 songs, the exact same song, and they were both hits? Another awesome songwriter. Amazing. Yeah, I don't like Time in the Bottle either. I don't like Time in the Bottle. I don't like Cats in the Cradle. I don't like Foo Fighters is a little bit later. I don't like some of those eerie songs that are just kind of slow. I don't know. I don't know how to define why I would like a song or not like a song. I understand that Time in the Bottle and Cats in the Cradle have great lyrics, deep kind of eerie melodies. Just don't like them. They just don't resonate. But who can tell me the other guy who wrote 2 songs, also in the 70s, 2 songs, the same song, both of them are a hit. I've said it a million times on the show, so if you were paying attention, that's your homework. Of course, if you're new, then I can't fault you. Come on, you guys know him. You know. There you go. Beverly knows. Bad Leroy Brown. And what? Werewolves of London. What is the other? Don't Mess Around with Jim. All right, Beverly's getting an A+ today. She knows all the answers. Werewolves of London is the worst song ever written, and it's hilarious because I actually can listen to that song and then just vibe to it because it's got an okay melody, but it's the worst written song ever lyrically. I mean, go look up the lyrics right now if you can do it without losing this show. If you can open another window on another device or something, look up the lyrics to Werewolves of London. Worst song ever written. I think it was purposely written to be bad, like a joke. I mean, worst. Read those lyrics. It's literally like a 10-year-old put them together. Okay, but yeah, let's. So I'm not going to try to find the chords for both right off the top of my head, but bad Leroy Brown, baddest man in the whole downtown. Badder than old King Kong, was meaner than a junkyard dog. But you don't pull on Superman's cape. You don't spit into the wind. You don't pull the mask off the old Lone Ranger, and you don't mess around with Jim. Leroy Brown and Jim, and Don't Mess Around with Jim. Exact same song. I mean, it's a story. It's a big dude in a bar. He is the scariest dude in the city. Everybody knows him. You don't mess around with him. He's a bully. He does what he wants. He's violent. He is the bad guy. And then along comes a new guy, and he has a problem with this dude. And everybody's like, oh, he's going to be hurt. He's going to get in trouble. He's going to get big old Jim or big old Leroy is going to kill him, going to knock him down. And whoop, twist, surprise ending. Long before M. Night Shyamalan ever came along with his surprise endings, what happens in both of them? The new guy kicks the behind of the big scary bully and takes his throne as the new guy in town that you don't mess with. Exact same story. Totally different melody. Totally different lyrics. Same singer, writer. I think both songs came out within 2 years of each other. That's when you know you have a songwriting genius. I mean, you don't have to do that to know you have a songwriting genius, but who can do that? Who else can do that? See, that's where he looked like a jigsaw puzzle. What's the final line? What's the final line? That's the Leroy song. Now, what's the final line of the Jim song? Same, almost the same line. Who can? What's the final line when he knocks Jim down? And what is that line where it describes how bad Jim is? See, Leroy looked like a jigsaw puzzle with a couple of pieces gone. What do they say about Jim? I think it was something like, well, he was cut in a few places and he was shot a couple more times. And when he hit the floor, like there wasn't much of him left or something like that. It was like, yep. Mark, it's always a little bit musical when we just have a hangout time. It's all because I just gravitate. I like to run my mouth about music. I don't, Josie. I don't know that song. Oh, we have Russia in here. Zdravstvuyte. But I love Johnny Cash. Yeah, Johnny Cash is great. I got into Johnny Cash really late. I actually saw the movie on him, and that's what got me into him after he died. The movie with Joaquin Phoenix and Reese Witherspoon, who are both phenomenal actresses. Hilarious part of it is most people say that Joaquin and Reese both sang better than Johnny Cash and June Carter. Like Johnny Cash and June Carter, they didn't have phenomenal voices. It was the the whole ambiance of the songwriting and the attitude. And Joaquin and Reese actually had prettier voices, which is funny because I got introduced to most of the songs through the movie. And then when I went back and listened to the Johnny Cash version, it was okay, but it wasn't as buttery. It was a little rougher, which is fine. Johnny Cash had a show? I didn't even know that. Now, actors have the benefit of they can spend months training their voice to sound like a certain person. And when you try to sound like a certain person, sometimes, especially if you're an actor, you get so good at it that sometimes you can actually sound better than them. And plus, if you're in a movie, you take 150 takes, they only take the best take and they enhance it. Now, of course, in a recording studio, a singer can get the same thing. They take 150 takes. They only take the best take, but I don't know. I feel like Joaquin and Reese might have had a little bit of like, I don't know. It might be a little bit easier today to be a good singer. You could get all these professional voice teachers around you. The sad part about Walk the Line, the movie about Johnny Cash, is they make his father out to be like a villain. They make his father out to be like a I think I mentioned this before. They make his father out to be like this rough, mean old man who kind of is the reason why Johnny was so screwed up, and as he was trying to find his way in life. And I went back and I read a biography of Johnny Cash after that, and his father was a teddy bear. He was like one of the sweetest human beings on earth, supported his son through his entire career, and that was just a director choice, got to have some more drama in the movie. Let's make this dad, nobody really cares about the dad, nobody follows the dad, let's make him into a villain just for fun. And it's like, why would you do that to the family that just lost Johnny Cash? You're going to make his father into someone totally unreal, untrue. Yeah, his first wife, they kind of made her like she was nice, but she couldn't. Well, he was kind of, running around and doing the whole rock star with groupies thing, and she couldn't tolerate that. Like, why would any wife tolerate that? But she also seemed like she was way too mellow and not supportive of his career, and just wanted him to stay home all the time and just be a homebody. And they made her kind of not sympathetic. And June was the real cool, the good wife, the one he should have married in the first place, because they were had the same vibe. Oh yeah, directors totally don't get. I mean, screenwriters, directors, they will take something based on a true story and just go totally south with it. I feel like the closer you stick to the real story, the better it is. I mean, you can take artistic license with the little stuff that nobody really knows what happened, but when you know 100% how a specific character was, why would you just you're taking a story based on a true story and then you're making it total fiction in this one part? Pick. Are you going to tell the story, the real story, if it's a good story, and that's why you want to do it? Or are you going to make up a fake story? I don't like that, mixing, and the audience doesn't know. The audience isn't going to do research. They don't know what's true and what's not. And it's like you mischaracterize a human being that terribly, who lived a great life and died, and now he gets to be in a movie portrayed as a total idiot. But it's like a lot of even movies. There's a lot of movies where they make a movie about someone they don't like and they trash them anyway, and maybe tons of people loved that person, but then the director hated that person, so they make up a whole bunch of stuff. That's even worse. But Elton John is a great songwriter. I was talking last time, a couple times ago, about Tiny Dancer. Elton John has some weird songs. He has some of the lyrics on that are just like, what the heck is he talking about? But Tiny Dancer is great because he chose to break the rules. The rules are you're supposed to have verse and then chorus. And then go back to verse 2. chorus again. Right? And then you have a little bridge. And then you do the chorus again. And you do the chorus like 3 times, and then you end the song. That's the standard pop outline, structure. That's how they all do it. 90% of pop songs. Verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, chorus, chorus. Over. And that's fine. It works. People's emotions can handle that. And it's about a 3.5 minute song. You're aiming for 3.5 minutes. Every time someone breaks that rule and it's still a hit, that's when it gets interesting. And a Tiny Dancer goes verse, bridge, no chorus. Verse 2, bridge, no chorus. Let me think. It goes, and then like a total another bridge having nothing to do with the first bridge. And then just when you think, this song has gone on long enough, is it over yet? Then it breaks into the chorus. And then you're like, what? There's another part to the song? They put the chorus almost at the very end of the song. So it's like you're on this journey. You're on this journey and you're like, they're taking you this one emotional hilltop, and then they back down again, this other emotional hilltop, back down again, then back to the first emotional hilltop, back down, and then this other one, and then this different one. And then you're like, okay, I had enough. I feel like the song is ending. They're like, no, now we're going to take you to a different place. And this is what the chorus was that's been waiting here this whole time. And you're like, what? This is so like, and you, at the end of that song, you feel like you've been out on a trek all day and you've seen so many different things. Billy Joel does that on purpose. It's not as subtle. It's more like in your face, but like, you know, songs from an Italian restaurant, that's like he takes like 3 different songs and just puts them together just to show you, to shove it in your face that I'm one of the best songwriters ever. And you will listen to this whole 12-minute fiasco of 3 different songs shoved together, and you will love every bit of it. And you're like, yep, Billy Joel, I do. No, Billy Joel can't get on your nerves. It's not, you're not allowed. You have to love him. But Elton John, it's a little more subtle. Oh, how it feels so real, lying here, no one near, only you, and you can feel me when I say softly, slowly. Yeah, John Lennon. The Beatles are another category. The Beatles, remember I said there's like most beloved stars, musical stars, have 3 hits. There's like 3 hits. And then they have a whole string of other songs. Every album pretty much has 10 songs, and they usually do like 3, 4, 5 albums. But they have 3 hits in their career, and those 3 hits carry them. And then you have some of the better ones, or I don't even know if they're better, but like some of the ones have more hits. You have some that have like 5 and 7. And then you hit the big time ones. Like Eagles had like 12 hits. And then you hit the bigger time ones, like, you know, Stevie Wonder had like 15, 16 hits. And then you hit the big, the Beach Boys had like 12 hits. And then you hit the biggest of all, the Beatles. Beatles had like 32 hits. Come on. The Beatles are insane. I keep running into new songs of the Beatles I haven't even heard before. And they were hits. Like, the Beatles are absolutely insane. Yeah, and it's not John Lennon, it's not George Harrison, it's not Paul, it's all of them. All of them. They're just like, you got, like, you get a good songwriter. Well, the Beatles had 3 good songwriters. You can't get any luckier than that, to have 3 good songwriters in one band. That's just unheard of. That's why the Beatles were so great. It wasn't because they were the best musicians. It wasn't because they had the best voices. They didn't even have good voices. They had like okay voices. But but you had three phenomenal songwriters in one group. Miss G, you can't not like the Beatles. Don't bring that in here. Let's see, like John is generally considered the smartest of the four, the best songwriter of the four, the most favorite of the four. I don't like John's songs. I like Paul. I like Paul's songs. I feel like Paul's songs are so much better. And I probably like, after Paul, I probably like George's songs, and John's I like third. I'll have to go down the list though. You know, I don't like John's singing either. I don't like, I mean, I love their harmonies, but I don't like any of their voices. And actually, George had the best of their voices, and he didn't get to do his songs that much. For every album, he got to do one song, maybe two. He got to do 10% of the songs because Lennon and McCartney were such a force to be reckoned with. Oh, thank you, Miss G. And what? Go figure. Paul's still writing songs. He's like 73 or something. Maybe he might be 76. I think he's older. Yeah, I think he's like 76 or 77. '78, and there you go. What's AFI? Yeah, okay. Paul Simon is, I consider Paul Simon the best songwriter of the 20th century. Paul Simon is insane. He's insane. If you want to talk voices, I think the Beach Boys and the Beatles were contemporaries. They're both like similar bands. The Beach Boys had such better voices, such better, and their harmonies were amazing. And the Beach Boys are just out of this world amazing. It's weird that they're just known as like a California summertime group that just sings about babes and surfing and stuff. They're really like they're really just on another level of phenomenal. And then there's that whole drama about the leader going through all this turmoil. He like went for 30 years. He went on this depression hiatus. I mean, who knows what would have happened if he just kept pumping out songs. It's weird. Like another phenomenal songwriter that I always talk about is Don McLean. Don McLean only had 2 hits. And what if he had made more hits? I mean, he wrote more songs, but what if he just kept pumping out like amazing songs? Roberta Flack, I learned on this particular live show, I learned from you guys that Roberta Flack wrote Killing Me Softly after attending a show where she saw Don McLean performing. So she's singing about this young man who is just singing these songs that just touch her so deeply that she's almost feels naked in front of the whole crowd, even though she's in the audience. Like he's singing my life. He's singing my life, and everybody's gonna realize any moment he's talking about me, even though, like, what a phenomenal song. But it was a tribute to him, to another phenomenal songwriter back when he wasn't even known yet. So I bet he wasn't even singing one of his hits. I bet he was singing one of his lesser known songs. And he's so phenomenal that Roberta, she picked out immediately, this guy is phenomenal. And I'm going to write a song about him. And then her song was phenomenal. What a great, what an amazing songwriter that was. Like telling my whole life with his, like killing me softly with his words. Oh, really? Gave Luther Vandross his first. Oh, that's funny. I mean, here you want to hear something else weird? I think I mentioned this before. Uh, Hugh Hefner, before he was Mister Mansion full of half naked or fully naked, whatever. Before he was all that, he was actually a much more classy guy in the 50s. His magazine was about being a gentleman and being refined, and it wasn't just all about the what it turned into later. And he ran clubs that were supposed to, he ran these clubs and he tried to get the best entertainers. He discovered Aretha Franklin. Hugh Hefner gave Aretha Franklin her first big gig back in the time. Hugh Hefner also desegregated many clubs up and down the U.S. and he was threatened over and over. He almost lost his, or he might have lost his television show. He had a television show that would come on late at night. It wasn't like what you'd think of Hugh Hefner now. It was a show where he would just have musical performers just hang out in like a closed setting like this and just play and perform. And he got in trouble with half of the South of the U.S. at the time. This is in the 50s. He got in trouble for having African American performers on in a closed, intimate setting with everybody else. And one of them was Sammy Davis Jr. And they told him, you can't have Sammy Davis Jr. on this show if you want to be aired in the South. And he said, well, then, the South can kiss my, And so he lost syndication of having his show play in like half the states, and that might have killed his show. I can't remember the exact details, but he didn't care. He said, no way, no, you're not going to tell me what to do. You're not going to tell me that I have to tell some of my best friends and buddies that I'm sorry, you're not the right kind of ethnicity, so can't be, we can hang out together but not on camera, can't let anybody find out. Like he was like atrociously like angry, like no way. Yeah, the Fugees, it's funny, as much as I love Roberta Flack, the Fugees is that's one of the few remakes where I think the remake is superior. Lauryn Hill is just, she's another insanely, phenomenally talented person. She's like one in a million, and it's weird because she had one hit album and then she just went, I don't know what happened, or I think she's had other albums since then, but she like went off the rails for a while, and now she's like has all kinds of drama attached to her career. I mean, but yeah. If you look up "Killing Me Softly," you'll find Roberta Flack, and then you'll find the Fugees. Listen to them both if you haven't ever before. You'll definitely like one more than the other, depending. But I mean, Roberta Flack is like jazzy and cool, and she wrote it. But Lauryn Hill from the Fugees, she takes it and makes it so interesting. She adds so much to it. Yeah. Yeah, right. That was. James was always the rebel. I don't know. There's some things, people are naming some things I don't know. The first time ever I saw your face, da, 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 da. Talk about a haunting song. That's such a so that song takes you. That song is so haunting, so great. The first and I da 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 da. Oh, I wouldn't even try to redo that song. That song is so good. The first time. Oh, such a good song. Yeah, that's probably. I think that might be her best. Ever I kissed your lips, da 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 da, ooh, 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 do do do. It just gets more. It get the hauntingness just gets bigger and bigger, and when you think it's just gonna get resolved, it just goes somewhere else, and then it goes somewhere like spellbinding. You want to hear the best? What I think the best guitar solo ever. Like anybody can do a guitar solo. They go like that's just you just learn patterns and you learn to play them faster and faster and faster and faster. And then you link a few of the patterns together and there's like thousands of songs where the lead guitars and it's the real artist is the one who finds those notes that are not, and then you have a lot of lead guitarists will just copy the melody during their solo. They just copy the melody, throw in a few little twists and turns, or they just basically playing the melody again. But no, I don't like Santana. That's funny. I respect Santana's okay, but I don't have that like I don't know. But Slash, if he wrote some of those parts, I wonder if studio musicians didn't help with that. They're just so good. But if he wrote any of those parts, especially like the Sweet Child of Mine solo, that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. Um but like the real lead who can find those weird notes that are not in this, they're not in the chorus, they're not in the melody, they're not just fancy tricks that everybody else does every single time. They're like weird, they're these weird notes that just take you somewhere else, that do something. Um, and I would say my pick for that would be um, Heart, Magic Man. The guitar, the lead guitarist in Magic Man by Heart. Listen to that. Turn it on after this show. Write it down. You guys need to be taking notes. You're taking notes? You write this down. After this show, put on Heart, Magic Man. Listen to that guitar. That guitar is like sour. It is like it'll curl your lips like you just tasted a lemon. Like it is raw. It will make you like it'll make your head jerk. You'll be like, "Oh, what is that? Oh." It's like it's like oh, it's like so good. It's like, "Oh, what are you doing? What are you oh gosh, where are we going? Okay. Whoa. Okay." And then it gives you a break and you're like, "Whoa." And then it starts up again. You're like, "Oh, here we go some more." Whoa. I'm telling you. Thank you, MJ. MJ Boulian. Are you French? MJ Boulian. Boulian. Yeah, Crosby, Stills, and Nash. I just, every time I hear the name, I just think of that big hit. Teach your children well. Da 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 da. Ba da da da. Don't they also do Our House is a very, very, very fine house? It's funny that they're known for like these like light, very light, easygoing songs. They just have like it's just like a hook to them that's just like, yeah, that's a story of my life. Don't you ever ask them why. If you told you, you might cry. You just look at them and sigh and know they love you. I don't know anything of the Grateful Dead. I don't know anything of Fish or those jam bands. I don't know anything about them. I went to a Fish concert once to sell jewelry. They're very friendly. Grateful Dead and Fish are very friendly to vendors. They have a no fee policy. And that's great because it's like very hippie and love and everything. Like you can set up and sell your stuff for free at their concerts. We're like right outside the periphery of their concert. But it also makes for a Wild West situation because all the vendors know that. And there are vendors who just make their living following Fish and Grateful Dead around the country as they tour. So as soon as they open it up to the public, there's a mass dash for every vendor to grab a spot before they're all taken. And I participated in that, and it was insane. And I didn't get a great spot, but I got a spot, luckily. And if I had been 5 minutes slower, I wouldn't have even gotten any spot. It was like we all had our RVs and vans and pickup trucks like all waiting at the gate. And as soon as they opened it up, it was like, wow, like you should have seen like all these vehicles just going out across this dusty field and just kicking up dust everywhere as everybody rushed to park their vehicle and set up their tent. And this is my spot. It was wild. It was just wild. And within 10 minutes, there was an entire tent city set up with like lanes and roads and intersections. It was insane. Never seen anything like it. But yeah, I made good money, even with like 100 other vendors there. Like, I made good money. I was there for the weekend. It was a Fish show. I got to hear Fish in the background. They're just doing there's a lot of electric guitar stuff. I didn't know what any of the songs were. What is Styx? I feel like I'm missing something. I know Styx. I'm just like drawing a blank. You guys are gonna be mad at me. I should know better. What do they sing? Mr. Roboto, isn't that like a joke song? Like that's not a real song. Like that, I mean, it's a song, but nobody really. That wasn't supposed to be serious, right? Come sail away, come sail away. Yeah. It's like Werewolves in London. Nobody really likes that song. Is that that's not the the uh what's her name? That's not the Cher song. Dun 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 dun. I got you, babe. Yeah, I feel like I probably know all this hits by Styx. I just didn't associate it with the group name. I'll have to go look it up. And I'll be like, oh, I know that. Babe, I'm leaving. How does it? I think I know that. How's it go? What's the rest of that? I do like bluegrass. I don't know any particular artists or songs specifically, but I like the sound of it a lot. It's very, very deep, very talented music and fun to listen to. Babe, I must be on my way. Yeah, I feel like I know that. What's the rest of it? Yep. So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I hate to go. There's so many things I've been there. So many times they pushed me down. Tell me now, they don't mean a thing. Every song I hear, I think of you. Every song I play, I dream of you. When I come home, I'll wear your wedding ring. So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I hate to go. U2, is that what you're talking about, Timothy? U2 is great. No, MJ, I mess around. I'm not really that great. Um, Lynn, I'm reading the lyrics and it's not clicking, but I might have to hear the melody. Oh, you know it's you, babe. Whenever I get weary and I have enough, feel like giving up. You know it's you, babe. Giving me the courage and the strength I need to please believe that it's true. Babe, I love you. Yeah, that sounds okay. I know that entire song, like every single note in my head. I've heard it so many times. It's not it's not my all-time favorite, but it doesn't bother me. It's kind of a medium liked, and for me anyway. ZZ Top. ZZ Top has a pretty good songs for all their goofy beards down to this floor. Bob Marley has pretty good songs. Someone was making fun of Bob Marley once. He said, "What is the dumbest lyric you've ever heard?" I shot the sheriff, but I did not shoot his deputy. He's like, "Oh, our fault. You shot the main police officer dead, but you did not shoot his lesser subordinate. Oh, therefore, I guess you're innocent. We apologize for any inconvenience, and we'll send you a check to say how bad we feel about falsely accusing you." Because he said, "Imagine if that was in court, Your Honor. My client here did shoot the sheriff. However, he did not shoot his lesser subordinate. We will take our apology in the form of a check." I haven't heard any of that. I have never even heard that person. Josie, I don't know who that person or that song is. Oh, Space Kitten, yay. That's super. Lagrange, I feel like I should know that. Lee Michaels, I should know too. Who are these people? I don't know these people. I need to like have another, I should look up, here you go, I have another device. I'll look up some of these people. Let's look up some of these people. Except I can't play it loud or I'll get demonetized. Let me see. Let's see. Who should I look up? Yeah, what's it called? ZZ Top. Every woman's crazy about a fine dressed man. I found that to be true in my life. When I wear my signature black T-shirt and my ripped jeans that I wear every single day, the same exact pair, I find that every woman is pretty crazy. Yep. Sharp. I think we're in tune, Bev. It's a little sharp, isn't it? Why, thank you, Beverly. I haven't gotten that compliment all day, but I appreciate it. Sinatra. Every time I hear Sinatra, I think of my voice teacher who says that Sinatra didn't really sing. He said he just talked he talked melodies. So that he didn't even sing. That was his talking voice. My dad doesn't like Sinatra either. It's funny. I like the what is that one? I always like that. Sinatra. Yeah, there it is. How does Beverly stop it giving all the answers away? Fly me to the moon and let me sit among the stars. Let me feel what springtime's like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Remember, I used to do the shows. I'd have all the chords, and I actually play it. I was a little bit more prepared. Da 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 da. da da da. Da da da. Da da da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. There it is. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship in. Something like that. Yeah, I gotta write this chord. There's the chords down again. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Ba 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 na bum, da na ba ba na bum, ba 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 na bum, bum ba na ba ba na bum, ba da da da, ma da da, ma da da, ba da ba ba, whoa. Yeah, ugh, I gotta get back. I gotta get back into practicing. I thought I was sloppy before. I'm really sloppy now. It's been like months. Yep, the all famous Aaron Neville that we all love, and Milli Vanilli, voices like the gods. Milli Vanilli, when they would get up and sing in their liquid, gorgeous laser beam of joy would come forth from their diaphragms of love and just serenade the audience, and everybody would be swaying to the music. Milli, oh Milli. Do you remember which one you loved? Was it Milli or Vanilli? Everybody picked one or the other. Everybody loved that Milli, or they loved the Vanilli. Nobody loved them equally. Everyone had to choose. I kind of like Vanilli mixed with chocolate nowadays. I always preferred Vanilli with a little bit of chocolate syrup and some peanut butter, but now I like the Milli and the chocolate. I mean the Vanilli, chocolate Vanilli, kind of a swirl. Yeah, believe it or not, I had a cassette tape of Milli Vanilli back when I was like a little kid, and I would play that thing, and I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. I would sit there and analyze, listen to every little instrument in there. And the weird thing is, why pick? They said they picked good-looking people to do the lip syncing because the original singers weren't that good-looking. Are you serious? Like that whole video killed the radio star. Have you seen how many ugly singers are out there that people don't care what they look like because they're phenomenal? Like, and when I say ugly, I don't even mean like judgmentally. I just mean like, how bad could those singers look that they felt they needed to get two models to lip sync? And were those models really that phenomenally good looking? When you look at Milli Vanilli, the two guys they had lip syncing, does your heart be still, women? When you see those two men, are you like, oh, those are the two most handsome men I've ever seen? I don't think so. I'm not one to judge, but I don't think so. They look very average to me with long, goofy hair. What the heck did the real singers look like? Do we even know? Oh, okay, pretty eyes. I get that. But, I mean, yeah, I don't want to name names, and I don't want to be judgmental, but there are some singers today. Everybody knows who they are and what they look like, and you know, they would never even win the part of an actor, let alone a model. Nobody cares. Nobody, because when they hear that voice, I mean, yeah, let's take Mick Jagger. Sure, Mick Jagger is like 78 and has done so many different drugs or whatever. But let's Mick Jagger back in the 60s. Okay, he probably still didn't look that great. But let's take who is I going to take? Oh, I had a really good example, and then the Mick Jagger thing threw me off. All right, let's do crazy weird. The guy who did Tiptoe Through the Tulips, he was freaky looking and scary and weird, and that was part of his appeal. And he only had one hit, but still, like, since when did singers have to look amazing? Like, and I mean, look at the Mamas and the Papas. The bigger, the biggest, the biggest lead was Mama Cass, and she was not the model looking one. The model looking one, does anybody even know her name? She just, they all had good voices, but people care about the person with the voice, not the person who's like a model. Like, we don't come to music to look at models. Come to music for the sound. I mean, John Denver, phenomenal. Does anybody look at John Denver and be like, oh my gosh, that man is so handsome. He should play James Bond. Like, he just looks average. Like what is this? Bono, killer voice. He's like 5'5" apparently. Billy Joel's 5'5". Like, when do we care? We don't care what people look like. Who, these Milli Vanilli people, what were they thinking? Bring the real singers out. Bring the real singers of Milli Vanilli out and give them a career, because they had good voices. Yeah, Whitney Houston is just what's up with Whitney Houston was given. I mean, we don't all know what personal demons people are fighting, so I shouldn't say that, but come on, she was like Whitney Houston had the voice and the looks. Yes. Yes. Whitney could have been a model. She was temporarily an actress, and she was the most phenomenal voice of the 20th century. And I always say I wish they just locked her up in a studio and had her record every song ever written. Every song ever written that was not recorded by Whitney Houston is a travesty. I don't care if it's your favorite song and you like how the original singer did it. There should have been a Whitney version of it, because her voice is flawless. Don't ooh John Denver me. John Denver's a beautiful man. Willie Nelson, yeah, Willie Nelson. I mean, he doesn't look bad, but you don't look at Willie Nelson like, oh, heartthrob. Miss G, you're our curmudgeon tonight. You're disagreeing with all of our opinions. I'm setting the tone for the opinions, and I need some amens. I need some help. Yes, Matt, you are correct. Miss G is like being our she's being the one in the side of the audience. Like, I don't agree with that. Oh, James, James. I don't want to hear it. James, whatever the answer to that question is, I don't want to know what you're going to say. Who is a choir performer? Oh my gosh, James. That's not as terrible as I thought it was going to be, but it was pretty funny. That is pretty terrible, but it's funny. not what I was expecting. uh, yeah, Willie Nelson doesn't even sound good. I hate to be the curmudgeon here, but Willie Nelson does not sound good. He sounds like Willie Nelson. You love him because you love Willie Nelson, not because he sounds like a phenomenal singer. James, that was so funny because I was expecting something more clever. She was a tar. You know who else started at 19 was Celine Dion. It's funny. I always put Celine and Whitney at the top of the best yeah, Willie, grab your nostrils and sing. James is killing me tonight. Yeah, Whitney and Celine was Canadian. She was discovered by oh, Beverly, you're the one who told me about the documentary. But yeah, they were both discovered at 19. Phenomenal, blow the roof off the house voices. Oh my gosh. Um, oh, she was famous in Canada, very young. Yeah, but Canada isn't a real country. It's like the unofficial 51st state that we're all a little embarrassed about. We take the maple syrup, say thank you, and then tell them to go back to their frozen wonderland and get on some mounted horses and leave us alone for another year. Willie Nelson looks very different. Yeah, when he first started out, he had brown pigtails braided down to his butt. Now he has gray, white pigtails braided down to his butt. What did I told you guys a couple weeks ago. I told you that my dad ruined Willie Nelson's most beautiful song. It's like the sad, beautiful, sad song. What was it? Oh. Um, I got another song stuck in my head now. It's messing it up. Yeah, 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 yeah. How does that start, Miana? Um, what's the first line of that? We already did Roberta Flack. We were not going back to her. What's the first line of the there, Jim? Maybe I didn't love you. Oh, this guitar is killing me. It's out of tune. All right, that's better. Maybe I didn't love you quite as often as I could have. And maybe I didn't hold you quite as often as I should have. I know I'm killing the lyrics, butchering. Little things I should have said and done, I just never took the time. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. Anyway, that's how the song goes. I was trying to tell my dad one time. I gotta tell you guys. I said, Dad, isn't that a beautiful song? I think it came on the Time Life books commercial. The Time Life. You could get 12 long play CDs of your favorite hits. There's Time Life commercials. Came on the television. I said, Dad, isn't that a pretty song? So I said, isn't that a good song? And my dad, humph. He said, sounds like an old farmer singing to his cow. And then you gotta hear it with like what James said is hold both nostrils and sing. Maybe I didn't love you. Picture this old farmer with his hat, his farmer hat down. He's like chasing after the cow down through the pasture, and the cow's like wobbling away, like like what do you want? He's like, maybe I didn't love you quite as often as I should have, and maybe I didn't hold you quite as often as I could have. Little things I should have said and done. I just never took the time. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. Yeah. I can't do it. I can't do it. Ah. You know what? The Bare Naked Ladies came from Canada, I guess you're redeemed, and that's a good. If you got to make a good argument to redeem Canada, that's a pretty good one. They are phenomenal songwriters. They're so quirky and different, and like blow your mind geniuses. In fact, I feel like the Bare Naked Ladies should have made like 100 more songs. And I should go up and just I should go on YouTube and watch some of their more obscure songs. I bet they're phenomenal. They're so good. What did America? I know America had some good songs. I like to sit there and listen to those Time Life commercials. I know there's something wrong with me. I sit there, I turn that comes on. I'm like, most people are like this nonsense, and they turn it. I'm like, and then it hits a song I like. I pause it. I get out the guitar and I get out the YouTube, and I'm like, how's that song go? How's that song go? Can I play that song? Can I play it? Yes, Celine Dion. She is technically the best pop singer. My voice teacher, I had a voice teacher briefly. He said Barbara Streisand and Celine Dion are the only two pop singers, in his opinion, who sing as well as opera singers, because he was an opera guy. And he said most pop singers don't sing; they just talk on a note. They're just talking. And he especially didn't like Frank Sinatra. Ugh. Yeah, there's certain songs that just great. I don't like them. The horse with no name, and the house in New Orleans. I'm just there was a house in New Orleans. I don't know how this frog got in my throat, but now he's messing up my voice, and you're gonna have to listen to the rest of this song. And then what's the other one? Well, I've been to the desert. Oh gosh, I got to think of a phrase that doesn't make any sense with what I just said. Oh, on a horse. I'm just Googling random phrases with no name. There we go. Been to a desert on a horse with no name. What else should I put that makes no sense with what I just said? Good. Type in just random phrases. Oh yeah, it feels good to get out of the rain. There we go. In the desert. Let's go back to the first part. You can't remember your name. But there ain't no one to give you no pain. There we go. I got 3 words that rhyme. It makes no sense. Dumbest thing. Sorry if you like that song. I'm pretty brutal sometimes. And you know what? For the chorus, we ran out of words. We're so lazy, we can't even Google anymore. Let's just do la 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 la. And now let's do more. La 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 la. Let's do a pretty harmony with la 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 la. I don't know. Don't like it. I don't like it. Good night, Josie. And the Pussycats. Okay, whatever they had, which was Google, they just took a dictionary and started flipping it to random words and just putting the words down. Maybe they didn't have Google. You don't have to like fact check my every story about how things went down. Trust me, I know how this happened. Was Janis Joplin the one who sounded like 3 different women who smoked for 20 years combined? Was that, or was she the one who did Bobby McGee? Or am I thinking of someone else? Amber, exactly. Because they're like, what were we singing about? I don't know. Let's just do La La. I don't know how ZZ Top got their name, but tell us now. You have to tell us. Bobby McGee. Who sings Bobby McGee? That is Janis. Oh my gosh. I would wreck my voice even trying to imitate her. I mean, it's a good song. I like the song. I like the lyrics, but oh my gosh. And meanwhile, they think Milli Vanilli. They think Milli Vanilli has to have 2 models and then 2 beautiful singers, like cheating. You got the pretty faces and then you got the beautiful singers, and you're cheating. Look at Janis Joplin. Like, she sounds like somebody rolled up 20 packs of cigarettes and then ran over him with a pickup truck. That's what her voice sounds like. And she was a hit. What are you thinking? Roller Skate by okay. Is that take another little piece of my heart now, baby? Take another little piece of my voice. She's probably singing to the cigarettes. Take another little piece of my vocal cords, baby. Everybody loved her because she had passion. If you have passion, it doesn't even matter how you sound, pretty much. Oh yeah, Beverly. That song. That song is so cool. The vocals in that. I wanted her to do a ton more songs. I don't think she had any other hits. Who does that, Beverly? I got a brand new pair of roller skates. That is such an interesting. Janis does that? No. Janis doesn't do that song. That's not Janis. That's someone else. Well, somebody else did that song, so tell me who it was. Maybe Janis was the first, but somebody else did it better. The summertime, is that in the summertime when the weather is bad? That's another one I can't stand. Janis didn't write Me and Bobby Monkey? Who did the roller skate song? You guys, you have 30 seconds to tell me, because I'm going to Google it. I actually have another device. I'm going to find out the roller skate song. Now you're all going to be in trouble. Roller skates. Who did? There it is. Melanie. Melanie did it. Her name was Melanie. I don't know if she had any other hits. She had she sang it so cool. Melanie, all right, I know you guys all said it. I Googled it too, so I technically won because I said it before I looked at the screen. Um, Look what they've done to my song she made. Did anybody know that? She did a song called The Bakery. She did a song called Lay Down. I'm going to listen to all her songs now. Her voice is so cool. Janice sang it. Well, I'm sure when Janice sang it, it was like, I got a new pair of roller skates. And I got a brand new pack of cigarettes. All right, now you guys are going to argue about whether Janice did it or not. Oh, Bob Dylan, I don't know. Who is that girl who wrote? She sang this song. Oh my gosh, it sounds like it came out of Russia in 1930. It is such a like, what? How could that be a pop hit? It sounds like it came out of Russia in 1930. Who knows what I'm talking about? There's this song. I heard it on the Time Life Books thing. It was like songs of the 60s. And they played the song. I said, no way that song is from the 60s. That sounds like it's from the 1920s. It was and it sounds like it comes from some like far, far away bar. It's like a bar song from all right, I'm gonna sing it and you guys are gonna tell me what it is. You hear like this, what is it? An accordion. There's like an accordion in there. Or there's like an old timey piano. Or no, it's an organ. No, it's like an old tinny piano. And it was like, blam. You're gonna get it as soon as you hear this, and you're gonna tell me, blang, 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 blang. There, James got it before anybody else. Come on, that song does not sound like it comes from the 60s. That song sounds like it comes from the 1800s. That is an amazing, like that brings you back to a time you never lived in. Once there was a tavern, da 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 da, da 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 da, and then all the people. It sounds like Fiddler on the Roof or something. Da 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 da, da 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 da. Those were the days. Oh my gosh, you just picture a whole bunch of Russians just like stomping in the bar like in the 1910s, right before going off to war. A whole bunch of soldiers just sitting there with their big giant steins of beer. Come on, that sounds so Russian. But I never lose. La 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 la. Bum dun 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 dun. Are you serious? It was from a talent show. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. But we were young and na 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 na. Na 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 na. Oh my gosh, that is so Eastern European. Oh my gosh. That's like doesn't get any better than that. She had a weird first name too. She had just one name, like just like Melanie had one name, like Madonna, like Prince. The person who sang Those Were the Days, she had one name. And I looked her up, and she had like two other songs where she had that really iconic voice, but her other songs weren't much big hits. Yeah, she was. Yeah, she looked like a little doll. She looked like she was 12 years old, and then she sang this voice like she was like 47. if your last name was Christofferson, would you really name your kid Chris? That's like, why do people do that? Name their kid so their first and last name sound weird together. Mary Hopkin, I was wrong. It was not a first name. It was two names. Mary Hopkin. It sounds like something out of Julie Andrews would play the characters. Do you remember when Julie Andrews played Mary Hopkin? Just a spoonful of sugar, those were the days, my friend, when the spoonful of sugar would never end, and it'd go down to help the medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar going down, a spoonful of sugar going down, those were the days. No, Hopkin, Mary Hopkin. Susan, don't say the wrong thing. No, yes, the medicine went down. Yep, Coco Boo. It's such a weird dynamic. The 27 Club. That's so weird. When you're 19 and you want to be a musician, 27 seems so old, and then when you're in your 30s, 27 seems like a baby. Like they did that much before they were 27. How did they do that? Oh, it is a Russian romance song. See how smart I am. She did a song called Drink, Drink, Drink. I'll have to look that up. Drugs? Well, yeah, obviously. Dalida? What are we talking about? No way. Paul McCartney signed Mary Hopkin. Oh my gosh, that makes me so happy. I can't believe you just found that out. Oh my gosh. Paul McCartney found Mary Hopkin. That's amazing. And she looked like a little 12-year-old doll. I think she had like a crooked tooth or a space between her teeth or something. So great. Yeah, what does Billie Holiday sing? I know her. I know her story. I know she was way back, but I can't think of any of her songs. The European song is from Dalida. Can anybody talk about ABBA? ABBA? Oh, where is ABBA from? They're from like Holland or something. They're from like Scandinavia, and they sing these phenomenal songs about like the Mexican War of 100 years ago, and these like crazy Spanish things, and they sing in this beautiful harmony, and this amazing piano player. And what is up, Sweden? What is up with people, non-English speakers, singing American hits better than Americans? What about Air Supply? Where are they from? They're not from the U.S. They're singing these phenomenally written songs in perfect English. The Hershey's Kiss, that's different. I don't know. I would just look up the videos. I have Matt's Crazy Art, Stones with No Holes. Just look up a bunch of those videos and find one that would go with that. That's what I would do. Yeah, I don't even know who Waylon Jennings is. I know Buddy Holly, and I know Richie Valens. Who was the Big Bopper? What did he sing? What did the Big Bopper sing? Air Supply they're from England and Australia. Oh, that's not anything exciting. England and Australia pretty much both speak English. That's not anything difficult. I didn't know that. One of them was from England, and I bet you the shorter guy with the high voice was from England, and I bet you the taller guy with the gruffer voice was from Australia. Tell me if I'm wrong. You want to hear something funny? When I was a kid, my parents put on this music. It was like soft rock. It was a soft rock station. Just have it in the background all day while life was happening. That was a music station, and Air Supply was on a lot, and I thought Air Supply was a duet with a man and a woman. You know? It wasn't until like 30 years later, I'm watching one of these Time Life things and I actually see Air Supply, and it's these two dudes. This tall, skinny dude who looks like an Australian. He looks like a Crocodile Dundee, and with the blonde hair, and then this short little dude with brown hair. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, where's the woman?" And then the little short little dude opens his voice, and I was like, "Oh!" What's a good Air Supply song? I could show you what I mean. The dark-haired guy's Australian. That ruins everything. You thought Sonny and Cher were two guys. That's hilarious, Antoinette. That is the best. That is the best. You thought Sonny and Cher were two dudes. Oh my gosh, I have thought for the longest time Cher sounds like a dude. I've never heard anyone else say. I might have heard one other person say it. Cher, I'm sorry, Cher. She is beautiful. She is an amazing actress. I think she's a better actress than a singer. But oh my gosh, she sounds like a dude. Sounds like, and she can hit high notes. She still sounds like a dude. That is hilarious. Now, Cher was, this is a true story. She tells it. Cher was one of those few times where, like, she got discovered by accident. Her boyfriend, her much older boyfriend, she was 18, and Sonny was like 27 or 30 or 30 something. And Sonny was trying to get the gig as the singer, and his shy little girlfriend was just hanging out, and for some reason they said, she's kind of cute, can she sing? And they had her come up and sing, and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, she's better than you. And that's how they were discovered. Okay, Air Supply. All right, yeah. I think that's the one. Da 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 da. With times when my life was so low, I know you hurt too, but what else can I do? Please love me or I'll be gone. I'll be gone. Okay, that's the guy singing, right? And then the girl comes in. I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you. I knew you were right. It's actually higher. It's like, I want you to come back and carry me home. Oh, my voice is out today. The times when my life was so low, I know you hurt too, but what else can I do? Please love me or I'll be gone. I'll be gone. That's the guy singing, right? And then the girl comes in. I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you. I knew you were right. Believing for so long. I'm all out of love. What am I without you? I can't be too late to say that I was so wrong. Right? Oh, come on. Put that song on. I dare you, after this video, put that song on and close your eyes and tell me that's not a girl singing. It's a beautiful girl. It's a beautiful, beautiful woman. It's a beautiful woman with a beautiful womanly voice. It's a feathery, it's a sweet, feathery, it's like a sunbeam, her voice. The other dude is gruff, is the manly voice. He's singing the manly part, and then the girl comes in with the beautiful sunbeam. Let me see if I can do it again. What's another Air Supply song? It's falsetto. There's a lot of songs I thought were sang by a girl. What's that guy from the 70s? Nah, never mind. I can't even think of anything having to do with him. What's another Air Supply song? Want you to come back, carry me home. Lost. Lost in love and I don't know much. I feel like I'm on a boat when I hear this. That song. I feel like, wah. It starts out the intro is like, wah. I feel like I'm on this little rowboat, like cast out into the ocean. It's like, wah. And then for some reason the tide is turning it left and right, and it's like, lost in love and I don't know much, but I'm thinking about, fell out of touch, but I'm back on my feet. Believing it's something you wanted. I know I'm mixing up all the lyrics. That's it. That's it. That's the one where you can hear the woman singing. Here it goes. It goes like this. Here's the guy. The guy's like, lost in love and I don't know much. And I'm feeling about, fell out of touch, but I'm back. You can feel it like waves going back and forth. I'm back on my feet, believing I'm something you wanted. Right, right. Here comes the woman. You know you can't fool me. I've been loving you too long. It started so easy. You'll want to carry on, carry on. Actually, I don't think she actually sings an octave above him. So, you know you can't fool me. I've been loving you too long, too long. My voice is a mess tonight. Started so easy. You're one to carry on, carry on. There you go. That's how it goes. Lost in love, don't know much, but I'm feeling about, fell out of touch, but I'm back on my feet, believing I'm something you wanted. And then the music is like, wow. It's so ethereal. It's like Enya before Enya. Wow. It sounds like they took a cat and like stretched it out across the guitar. Wow. And then the girl comes back in. You know you can't fool me. I've been loving you too long. She just like throws her hair back. It's like bats her eyelashes. It started so easy. You want to carry on, carry on. So great. So anyway. It's like 4 notes. The Obamas danced to Lost in Love at their inaugural dance. I don't I haven't hardly ever been to a concert. I don't like live music. Isn't that weird? I don't like live music because the studio music is so polished. It's so perfect. Everything is mixed right. You don't hear any of that awful like sound, like that background sound, like you're in a crowded hallway. It's just clean and crisp and like music is supposed to be. And then you go live and it's like everything's mixed terribly. The musicians are not trying to play it just right. The singer is trying to improvise so he sounds different than the recording. And then all these drunk people all around are screaming and yapping and they're every time the person sings like a highlight of the song, everybody cheers. You can't even hear the music. I am a weird person. I am super extroverted and I don't like live music. I don't like live versions. And I like I like live music, like, like someone up on stage playing guitar and it's real soothing and he's singing and people are into it. I like that. But like, I don't like concerts. Isn't that weird? There's something wrong with that. Maybe someday I'll get into it. Maybe I'm just like a late bloomer. Oh my gosh, when you were 12 years old, the Beatles, I mean, it must have been nothing but screaming. You must have been nothing but 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old girls screaming for the entire 3 hours. That's all I can imagine the whole show was. Just screaming till they were hoarse. Like I actually heard that they had like ambulances on hand to get the women who fainted at Beatles concerts, like the young girls who fainted. Like they literally had like ambulances with like smelling salts and how crazy. That is so wild. Imagine having that effect on humanity. That you walk into a room, you have big floppy goofy hair, and you strum a guitar, and you're not even that good. You don't even have that good of a voice. You just strum the guitar, and it's been a hard day's night, and all of a sudden, like everybody in the whole amphitheater screaming and crying and like holding on to each other and like falling out of their chairs like they're gonna die. Yeah, I bet the energy must have been amazing. I don't know. I like Aretha Franklin was phenomenal. Aretha Franklin does not have the light touch that Whitney had. Whitney could do powerful and she could do gentle. She could do everything in between. Aretha was just power. It was just power, 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 power. But she was phenomenal. Her voice was fat and thick and rich and amazing. Oh, really? Yeah, I thought the Monkees was a Beatles parody band that developed a huge following. But like what like uh Susan is our curmudgeon person at the moment. The was that dun 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 dun. Oh, I can't hide neath the wing of the bluebird as she sings. The 6 o'clock alarm would never ring, bum 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 bum, and it rings, and I rise, wipe the sleep out of my eyes. Shaving razors cold and it stings. Bam, bum, 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 ba da 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 da. Tear up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? Dun 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 dun. Now, everybody liked Davy. Wasn't that the one everybody liked? Davy, he was like one of those teen romance heartthrobs. I could see that. Davy had that brown hair, that cute boyish smile, right? Right? That was the thing. Now, the Beatles, they all look goofy. They're goofy looking. That's another thing. Why did they feel in the late 80s, early 90s that they needed Milli Vanilli to be played by models when 25 years earlier the Beatles looked goofy and teenage girls were falling out and crying with these four goofy looking mop top flop heads? I don't get it. I don't get it. But Davy, that he had he looked like a little what's it called? Little heartthrob. He had that little boyish face. Was it teen girls just go nuts over these boys with these little boyish faces? Like, remember the middle kid from Home Improvement? And he could actually really sing, which is phenomenal. But remember he was like Pipsqueak. He was like, I think he only grew up to be like 5'3" or something. He was a tiny little kid, but he had that little boyish smile. And oh my gosh, was he on the cover of every teen magazine in the 90s? There's a bunch of them like that. These short little boyish smile faces. Yeah, Donny Osmond, that was way back. Strawberry fields forever. The Beatles experimented with a lot of weird chord progressions too, which has really, really expanded the musical horizon. Nobody's saying these people didn't have skills. It's just a funny situation. At what age women answer this for me? At what age do young girls switch over from liking the boyish boy look to the rugged man look? Like what age is it? Is it like 21, 34? Like what age is it like where you switch over from liking the boy heartthrob with the like the brown hair flopping in the face, or how about what's it called? Hanson. There's a group called Hanson Puberty. There's a group called Hanson, right? Hanson. Yeah, that one hit. Bop 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 bop. It's actually a good song. I didn't know the words of the song until I actually heard somebody else cover the song. The words of the song are actually really good. But when the boys are singing it in their little pipsqueak voices, it just sounds like bop 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 da da bop boom bop 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 boo whoa whoa bop. But anyway, they all had like long blonde hair. Everyone thought forever that a couple of them were girls. It's long blonde hair, and so 30 main topic says 30. That makes sense. 30 is when women switch over from liking the boyish look to the rugged man look. Criss Cross, yes. Criss Cross was a phenomenon. 90s. If you want to do rap, hip hop, 90s was the way. 90s was so great. Everything was so surreal. It was so fun. After the 90s, I didn't like hip hop. Around 2005, forget it. It ended. But the 90s were the best. Everyone had a crush on Keanu Reeves. That's like Keanu Reeves was born to cause crushes. That was his purpose in life. Heaven said, "You shall be put on earth and you shall cause crushes wherever you go." But Keanu Reeves, he's transferred from that boyish look to now he's the rugged man who's killing all the bad guys. Who didn't like Tom Selleck? Tom Selleck was put on this earth, like Keanu Reeves was put on this earth to cause crushes, but Tom Selleck was put on this earth to make women faint. He is, outside of music, Tom Selleck is the most perfect looking human of the male species. Like, he looks, Tom Selleck looks, he looks perfect. 25 years after his prime, he looks perfect. He looks perfect. He plays a dad in this movie and came out like 2010. He plays the dad of this girl who ends up marrying what's his name? I don't know. Anyway, it's a dumb movie. It's a really dumb, it's a dumb, goofy pretend action movie, and he plays. It's kind of a comedy, and it's very much it's like a comedy action movie, and Tom Selleck plays the dad, and he is just phenomenally amazing looking at like whatever age he is. There, 64 or something. Yes, Tom Selleck is the only man on earth who can wear a mustache in the 80s when mustaches were all the rage and still wear a mustache in 2010 when nobody likes mustaches anymore. And he still wears a mustache and it's phenomenal. Mayana, you can't argue with this. This is science. The science is, it's a consensus, it's settled. I feel like Sam Elliott is just like the voice of the final word. When Sam Elliott speaks, that's it. You don't say anything else. Whatever he says, that's how it is. Was it wait, who was I talking about? Sam Elliott. Yeah, when Sam Elliott, when he speaks, that Miss G, stop that, stop it. You're stopping the curmudgeon, like, always have to be the negative. When Sam Elliott says something, you're like, well, I guess that's how it is. They said the scientists were trying to figure out the answer, and Sam Elliott strolled into the room with a beer, and he said, it's like this. And all the scientists were like, oh, well, now we know. And they wrote it down, and that's how science is now. Curmudgeon, it's not curmudgeonry. Miss G, are you a young lady? You're just too curmudgeonry for all of this. You know who else? Who else is just phenomenal? Who just never looks bad? The guy, I never got Sean Connery. I never got it. I like Sean Connery. He's a great actor. He's a good looking guy. He doesn't look to me like he's perfectly carved. Yes, Rob Lowe. Rob Lowe looks almost plastic. Rob Lowe would play Ken if there was a Ken and Barbie movie. Like he doesn't. I feel like there's something a little missing there. Like he doesn't. It's almost like he's not human. Like he's not better than human. He's like plastic. Like I feel like he's not real. I'm looking at him and I'm like, am I looking at like a CGI? Like he looks too perfect, and he doesn't look down to earth enough. You need a little bit of imperfect, a little bit of gruffness. I think Sean Connery has the gruffness. He has that real gruffness. Coco Boo, is that what she is? Yeah, I don't like Rob Lowe. I just don't like him. He doesn't, like, I feel like he's not manly enough. Like, I feel like Rob Lowe is like a boy he's like Peter Pan. He's still a boy at like 54. But he is phenomenal looking. Yes, he looks like he was created in a lab. That's what he looks like. Kurt Russell, yeah, he's good. Kurt Russell's all around good. He looks short though. He just comes across short. I don't know. I think he is. But Sylvester Stallone. That man has charisma. Sylvester Stallone opens his mouth and talks. I'm gonna watch the whole thing. He is phenomenal. His story is phenomenal too. How he wrote Rocky. Susan, I don't want to hear any of that. I don't want any of that negativity in here. I never liked Patrick Swayze. He creeped me out a little. Something about him. I mean, he's a good-looking guy. He's a good actor. Something about him is a little bit. I couldn't put my finger on it. But yeah, Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt is like perfection. He's perfect. He's pretty much he's freaking cool as possible. He is perfect looking. He's rugged. He's like he even later on he got the muscles. Brad Pitt is as perfect as you can get. Right? When did he hit his peak? About 2000, 2000 even. Brad Pitt circa 2000. Perfection. He's like the blonde side of perfection. If you like the tall, dark, and handsome, then you know Brad Pitt is he's too blonde, but he's a great actor too. He's not just a pretty boy. He's a great actor. Yeah, he's kind of scruffy in his age. I don't like how he has his hair now. Kevin Costner, never liked him. Kevin Costner's solid. He's a solid actor. I never found Kevin Costner to be like a heartthrob. I don't understand. My best friend's mom had Kevin Costner pinned up on the wall when I was growing up, like all these photos of him cut out of a magazine, and I was like, ew. That what's it called? That baseball movie he did where the ghosts all come out of the field is the goofiest thing in the world. His big hit movie. There's a whole bunch of baseball ghosts. You make a baseball field and a whole bunch of ghosts are going to come out and that's exciting. So weird. What the heck? Baseball was really big in the 80s. That's what it is. Nobody likes baseball anymore. Right around 2000, like basketball and football took over. Baseball's number 3 now. Baseball used to be number 1 forever and ever and ever. Isn't that weird? Field of Dreams is amazing. I think I saw Field of Dreams when I was like 8 years old, so it just seemed weird to me. Like, why are all these ghosts coming out? This is freaking spooky. Stallone is not short. I looked it up. Stallone is 5'10". He's 5'10", 5'11", depending on who you ask, which is pretty average. It's a little above average. 5'8", 5'9" is actually average, but we don't think of it like that because, like, all the models and everything are like 6'2", 6'3". Now, what's his name? Tom Cruise is short. Tom Cruise is like 5'6", 5'7". Don't forget soccer. Nobody likes soccer. Soccer, also known as AKA football in other countries, is the biggest sport in the entire world. In America, it is like number 11. And someone pointed out why, like, soccer, you watch all these guys kicking the ball back and forth for like 2 hours, and at the end of many games, the scoreboard is 0-0. Sometimes the scoreboard is 0-1. How boring is it? You could watch people kicking a ball around for 2 hours, and they might make 1 or 2 goals in 2 hours. Indoor soccer is where it's at. I played indoor soccer. Indoor soccer is so much better. It's like being inside a pinball. It's like being inside a pinball machine. Indoor soccer, the ball cannot go out of bounds. It just bounces off the wall. It bounces off this wall, that wall, this wall, that wall. And like you're like this character inside a pinball machine watching the ball bounce. It could bounce off the ceiling. It's so fun. And everything is really tight and closed. Indoor soccer, look it up. It is so fun. Like everybody's tight. Boom, the ball's bouncing everywhere. It's like tight. There's action. Nobody likes Tom Cruise. I'm not going to argue there. But outdoor soccer or football, no, the Americans they need more action. Basketball can score 125 points in one game. How great is that? You can score a point every 48 seconds. Every 48 seconds, a basket can be made. And then you have like 1-point baskets, 2-point baskets, 3-point baskets. So great. Basketball is the best. Football, I never really got into, but I understand football is like, it's like the sport version of battle, of war. It's built upon like 2 armies fighting over territory, pushing each other back and forth. I understand the love of football a little bit, but basketball is, I think, is the most fun to watch. Elvis was he was a beautiful human being. His face was chiseled. Elvis was like it's a shame he couldn't act. They tried to stick him in so many movies, but Elvis was a phenomenally looking good man, a good looking man. And he was a phenomenal performer on stage. He was just energy. His energy was 110% over the top. And they put him on camera and he was like, he was like a dud. Weirdest thing ever. Put him on stage and he's electric, lightning bolt. Put the camera on him, give him some lines to read, and he's like, driving the car. Well, you know, I like to take this road. This is the road I drive. Yeah, I bet he didn't want to do those movies. He was horrible. Johnny Depp carved perfection. He's carved perfection. Johnny Depp wanted to be a singer, not an actor. He went to California to become a singer, and they just picked him up for acting, and that was the end of it. Sure didn't take those movies seriously. I'm sure they paid him a fortune for them anyway. I'm sure he made more off of one of those movies than any of us will make in 35 years doing a regular job. Yeah, Johnny Depp is just phenomenal. He's phenomenal looking. He is a phenomenal actor. He's just amazing. Yeah, I'm sure he has his own band. I don't know what he sounds like, but he's Johnny Depp is amazing. Mr. Bean. Okay, let's talk about this. River Phoenix. Oh, how could he die so soon? River Phoenix was great. Of course, if he had stayed around, we probably wouldn't know how great his brother is. Joaquin is amazing. Phenomenal actor. Might be better. I think he might be the better of the two actors, but we'll never know because River made it to 20. Yeah, but River was like, he was the ultimate heartthrob of whatever decade he was in. Was it the 90s, the 80s? So who else was I gonna say? I was thinking of someone else. Oh yeah, okay, so James Bond, right? Leonardo is weird. I swore I thought Leonardo was like 5'2". I don't know why. He looks like a perpetual boy. He should have played Peter Pan. Leonardo never grows up. He looks like he's 12 years old for the last 40 years. Okay? And he doesn't look like he has that like macho like get women excited. I don't know why. He looks like a little boy. End of story. He's a phenomenal actor. Catch Me If You Can is one of my favorite movies. If you haven't seen it, you must watch Catch Me If You Can. Tom Hanks, also phenomenal actor. Okay, but Leonardo DiCaprio is 6 foot even. Can you believe that? He is 6 foot. I mean, even in Titanic, he looks like he's a little boy who should not be messing around with that older woman. And she doesn't look like she's much older than 19 or 21. But he looks way too little for her. Anyway, okay. So, yeah. All right. James Bond. Okay. I was too young for Roger Moore, for, what's it called? That Scottish guy you guys keep insist on repeating his name over and over and over. I was too young for him. There's another guy too. I think he wasn't that popular. All right, I started watching James Bond with Pierce Brosnan. Yes, when Pierce Brosnan came, yeah, Sean Connery. When Pierce Brosnan came out, that's when I started watching James Bond. I think that was like 99, 98. And they let Pierce Brosnan. I feel like he did okay, but he wasn't tough enough. Pierce Brosnan was too. He looked good. He looked the part, but he didn't have the rah. I like if in real life, if Pierce Brosnan had a gun and he was going to save my life, I'd be like, Pierce, give it to me, give it to me. Like, you don't know what you're doing with that thing. Like, move over. Okay. And then they went total left field, and they got the new Bond guy, the blonde. How could Bond be blonde? Bond is the most debonair, dark, tall, good-looking character in all of fictional history. James Bond must be a brunette. And they suddenly went with a blonde guy, Daniel Craig. And he was ripped. He had a freaking huge muscles. He was like, what was he like? He was like some boy band singer mixed with Rambo. Like he had the blonde hair, the pretty blonde hair, and then he was ripped. And he had, and he had that face. His face doesn't look like Bond. He looks perpetually like he's confused or upset about something. Like he always has a scowl on his face. He's like squinty eyes, and he's ruggedly good looking. He's definitely ruggedly good looking, but he does not look like Bond. However, those were the best Bond movies made, I believe. Those movies, he played James Bond without the light touch, and I like that because that's the James Bond I would want to be. James Bond, shaken, not stirred. Not what I'm into. James Bond, oh, please, can I have 3 olives in my martini? Nope, doesn't do it for me. I don't give a crap if he's supposed to be the gentleman assassin, the gentleman spy, the gentleman tough guy. Nope, don't care. Daniel Craig played the Bond I want to be. He's busting through walls. He's breaking through. He comes up. No, a gentleman never bleeds. Nope. Daniel Craig is James Bond. He busts through a million different things, beats up the bad guy, gets beat up in return, and for the next half of the movie, he has stained blood scabs across half his face. He's going through the rest of the movie with these scabs across because he got busted up, because that's what James Bond does. James Bond gets in the building and he busts some stuff up, and he gets busted up and he keeps going. That's the James Bond we all want to be. So that's why Daniel Craig is not the James Bond of the original books. He is not the James Bond of the legend, but he is something else, and that is something good. That's something we want to see more of. Jason Statham. When The Transporter came out in 2000, he is a phenomenal human being. Jason Statham he's surreal. He is such a good-looking dude. He is the most good-looking, like, different kind of dude. If you saw The Transporter, he is just phenomenal. I think Jason Statham would be a better Bond, but he has no hair. That's totally different. But I think Jason Statham is the first completely bald guy to be a leading man in 2000. I think that was the first. Bruce Willis later on was a bald leading man, but Bruce Willis had hair for most of the 80s and 90s. Jason Statham just came up on the scene completely, no hair, didn't care, didn't matter, ripped his shirt off, rippling muscles, take care of business. It's a little bit unreal, but when you watch Jason Statham fight 19 men on a bus in The Transporter, that was phenomenal. All right, James. Totally forgot about that. James brings up a great point. Jason Bourne was the beginning of better action movies. When I saw the first Jason Bourne movie, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much better. Because action movies in the 80s and 90s were so cheesy. I do like them rough and tough. Action movies in the 80s and 90s were so cheesy. In fact, they do spoofs of them. Key and Peele did a spoof of an action movie from the like 80s and 90s. It was hilarious. But they were so cheesy. And what was it? The Bourne movies, they took action movies and they made action movies feel like you were really in a fight. When you're in a fight, if anybody has ever been in a fight or been near a fight or been in any dramatic situation where violence is happening, it is not that here's 90s violence, okay? Here's 90s action movies. Poor, poor, every single swing is a perfect hit or a perfect dodge. That's not how boxing is. That's not how MMA is. That's not how real life is. Real life is a bunch of flashing lights, elbows, confusing bangs and hits, and nobody knows what's happening. It's chaos. That's what Jason Bourne movies were like. That it was chaos. Every fight scene was like, you didn't know what was happening, but you kind of knew, but this was happening. Oh, it was so chaotic, and that's what real violence is like. And also, Jason Bourne was really good because the action movies of the 80s and 90s, like the hero was always on top. He's always cool. He's always like, he's always like Mr. Macho. Jason Bourne was like, he got into his fight and then he's driving with this woman and he's just a normal person and he's just talking about normal things. He's talking like a normal person. And then the woman is rambling and rambling and rambling as they're driving across Europe. And then she said, "You're probably tired of hearing me talk. Everybody tells me to shut up. I should probably shut up." And he looks at her and he says this great movie line that's like not a typical movie line. He looks at her and he says, "No, please keep talking. It's calming my headache. Like your voice is just, it's helping me relax." And like, who says that? That would not survive in the 80s or the 90s. Nobody writes dialogue like that. That's good dialogue. By the way, the best dialogue writer ever, there's two best dialogue writers, but one of the two is a two people. There's one and then there's two more. Who are they? Who knows? Who are the best dialogue writers? They're not actors, they're movie creators. They're directors. Who knows? Who knows? I know you can name one of them. There are two directors. Aaron Sorkin is good, but that's not. I mean, the most phenomenal dialogue writers in all of cinematography history. One of them is, I'll give you a hint. One of them is two people, and the other one is one person. If that probably might not help. There you go. Miana hit it. The greatest, Quentin Tarantino. Who can write dialogue like the first time I saw Pulp Fiction, I was just like, I could care less if the bad guys ever punched or shot anyone. Beverly hit the other one. When the bad guys are sitting in the car talking about the difference is between being in the Netherlands and being in the U.S. for a criminal, that is the greatest conversation. As soon as I heard that conversation, I was like, oh my gosh. The half of what makes Samuel L. Jackson amazing is that Quentin Tarantino wrote lines that he could deliver phenomenally. Like Pulp Fiction, best movie, best dialogue in all of cinematography. And then Coen Brothers. If you have not seen Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Yes, Beverly, yes. If you have not seen the right, exactly, the foot massage conversation, they're getting ready. They're getting ready to do a hit. They're getting ready to murder a bunch of people, and they're having arguments about whether a foot massage can be platonic or is always romantic. They're walking down the hallway, about to enter a hotel room and murder a bunch of people, and they're arguing about whether a foot massage can be platonic or romantic. Right? The Coen brothers. Okay. Oh, brother, where art thou? When you are watching those, there's a, I mean, everything about Oh, brother, where art thou is phenomenal. Everything. But there's a scene where these two tubby politicians are arguing about whether or not they should use a midget in their campaign. And it's the most phenomenally hilarious set in the time of the 1930s. Their speech is completely ridiculous. Like, it sounds like they're from the 1930s. The intonation, the mannerisms, the phrases, and they're arguing about whether, because the one politician is running for re-election for governor. Actually, the other politician is it's his son, I think, or it's his campaign manager, or there's a campaign manager, the governor's son, and then the governor. They're all sitting on this porch in the South, like this old, porch, and they're in these chairs, and they're leaning back, and they're arguing about whether, in their campaign strategy, their opponent said he's going to sweep the town clean, and he drives through the countryside on this flatbed truck, because they didn't have TV back then. Drives through the countryside on his flatbed truck, and he actually hires a little person, like a midget, with a broom, and he has him sweeping, like doing sweeping motions with the broom as this flatbed truck drives through the countryside, and they announce, so and so is going to take over the governorship and clean this state up. So the governor, who's running for re-election, his opponent, they're saying, has a better strategy with the campaign. And so he says, I don't know what, we need something that's even bigger than that midget, and we need something even more creative. And the son says, why don't you get yourself your own midget? And he says, then we're going to look like some Johnny-come-latelys. We can't copy the same thing. It doesn't. We can't have our own midget. Don't matter how stumpy he is. I'm not even doing like a tenth of how funny that conversation is. Everything is so funny. What's his name? Who's the main guy from that another gorgeous looking human being who plays the lead in Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou? Used to be on the hospital show before that. Clooney is phenomenal in that. He's hilarious. Like the whole movie is so phenomenal. It's so good. Coen brothers, Tarantino, neck and neck. Best dialogue. Watch any movie they've made and just listen to the dialogue. Now, I don't know if anyone can top this. Tarantino doing a World War II movie. Granted, it's goofy. I thought it was totally goofy that he rewrote history and he made the end of World War II not what the real end of World War II is. Totally rewrote it, totally cartoonish. But the authenticity of the soldiers, the scenery, the language. He had dialogue, excellent dialogue in 4 languages. 4 languages. He had dialogue in English, Italian, German, and French. And it was phenomenal dialogue, appropriate for the time period, appropriate for the characters, for who they played, such good dialogue, over the top. And Tarantino, yeah, he puts himself in his movies as a side character every now and then. He can act, but anyway. Oh my gosh, it's almost 1 in the morning. I can't believe we've been talking this long. I want to keep going. I'm going to talk all night, but I shouldn't because I got to do a big show tomorrow, Voice. Thank you guys for hanging out. It's been so fun. We got to do this next week. So if I'm running late next week, anybody who has my Facebook, my messenger, please message me next week at 8:30 and say, hey, don't forget the show's at 9. Don't forget I started an hour late today. I would have totally missed it. Somebody messaged me. Somebody, I'm not going to mention who, somebody who happens to know the answers to every single thing in this entire show, knows the name of all the actors and all the singers and all that nonsense. But anyway, whoever that person is happened to message me and say, hey, the show was supposed to start an hour ago. Where are you? And I was like, oh my gosh. Matt's Pop Culture. I actually have 2 boxes to open. I have another box from Baxter Monkey. She sent them like 3 weeks apart, but the mail messed up, so I got them both really late, almost the same day. And I have a box from Poppy Heron I haven't opened, and I have a little package from someone else. If they're here tonight, don't feel bad that I didn't mention your name. My brain is just scattered, but I have the package sitting over there. So I have that's what I was going to do this evening, is just open all the boxes and go through the stuff. And then suddenly, the person I'm not going to mention, who knows all the answers to everything tonight, messaged me and said, what's going on? Why isn't the show started? So James is going to post some more pendants. Antoinette, yes. Anyway. You know what, Antoinette? Oh, good, Miss G. Who messaged me? Who do you think? I just told you like 4 times. James knows who. Maybe Miss G knows. Who do you think, Antoinette? All right, well, you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you, Beverly, for remembering all those things. Hugh Jackman, Georgia Chick has to throw out the last few we're forgetting. Hugh Jackman, I like him. He's a great actor. I don't think he's that gorgeous, but what do I know? Barry White, yeah, he's Barry White is the iconic setting the mood for love music. Good night, good night, good night. Thank you. Thank you, Lydia. Thank you, everybody. You guys were fun. It was fun hanging out. We had fun conversation. I feel like it was fun. Thank you. We'll do it again, hopefully next week. Tomorrow is a big Stone show. Come. I'll try to start at 2, latest 4, but somewhere around there, Eastern Standard Time. Good night.